I wanna talk about what is a good friend and give you a few things to think about in your friendships. Like if you have a friend and all they ever want to do is talk about what is important to them and never even think to ask you any questions about what's going on with you, you know, it might be a fake friend. You never know. Maybe they just like talking about themselves. Another thing is that if they don't ever want to hang out, they don't ever want to kick it with you, man. Like, it's cool if you cancel sometime or whatever, but if you always coming up with excuses, they always coming up canceling, they always making up some reason why they can't come. Eventually you just like, man, you can't really be, I guess, really good friends with someone if you don't ever spend any time with them, right? Because, uh, people that are close, they spend time together, if, they can, people always make time for stuff that's important to them. So, you know, time is very important, and if they're willing to give you some of their time, then you might be an important person to that person. Another thing you might want to watch out for too is that if you have a problem, not that you're a person that always got problems, but if you are a person that got a problem, sometimes everybody got problems in life. So if you have a problem and they just kind of like disappear when you talk about something that's going on in your life that's real and that's a real problem, they might not be a good friend either, man. And it's crazy too because people on the outside, they can always tell who your real genuine friends is most of the time before the other person can, before you can. Like they can see who is sincere and that's really your friend and is really gonna be there. And not only when things are good, but when things are going bad or whatever, they still want to be around and want to be a part of what you got going on. Another thing you might want to think about is think about does this person kind of like belittle things that you do? Like if, let's say, you were talking about how much money you spent on gifts or something for your family, and they say, "Oh, that's all you spent." Man, I spent what 3,000 or 2,000 or whatever. Just try to one up you every time. Every time you say something, even though you're not trying to compete with them, but you just like just talking about what you just did and telling them your day, and then they turn it into a competition to make you seem smaller than them. I don't think that's a good friend either. Like it's easy to tell who your real good friends is too, because man, when I was in jail and I was in prison and stuff, I was like, dang man, all the people that said they was gonna do stuff for me, said they was gonna send me letters, come visit me, put money on my books for me, and just do stuff. I never asked them to do none of it, but they just offered and said they was gonna do it. I never heard from them. They never come to visit me. They never gave me no money. They never did nothing. So I was just like, when calamity comes, you will always know who is your real friends, man. They will be there, and sometimes it's the person that you don't even expect that's gonna come through for you and do some stuff, and they never even said they was gonna do it. And then it's like, dang, well, I thought these other people was my homies, my friends, and they ain't do nothing. Another thing too, sometimes people just like to talk, man. So like, you can have a situation where your friend is like, your friend, I guess you do this. Your friend is like, man, why don't you ask for help? Why don't you never do this? Blah blah blah. And when you ask for help or whatever, you don't receive true help. You know, when you ask someone for help, that means you're not able to do it alone. You can't do it by yourself. And you ask for help, and then they come up with something that's like totally different or something that's not helping you at all, and you're just like, okay, so I'm doing what you said to do. I'm asking, and then you don't get the help. So and then again, it shows who's really there for you and who's not. Just look at your life like a circle. There's an inner circle. There's a circle that's close to that inner circle, and then there's an outer circle. You place people in those certain circles and zones in your life. So, and then you just know you only share certain stuff with certain people in that zone. You know what I'm saying? So, and you'll be able to maintain a cool relationship with that person since you know what to expect out of the relationship. And in any kind of relationship, friendship, whatever, how it normally starts is how people expect it to continue to go on. You can't just come in the middle of the relationship and the friendship and change it and start being different. It's not really gonna work. It's hard to do that.